Welcome to Ponytails and Pep Talks, the podcast where blowouts, breakdowns, and breakthroughs are a weekly discussion. I'm your host, ReJeania. For over 3 decades, I've been behind the salon chair as a stylist, an owner, and yes, your favorite unlicensed therapist. I have heard it all. The tears, the triumphs, the you won't believe what just happened stories from courageous women overcoming incredible obstacles. So let's meet one of them right now on Ponytails and Pep Talks. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ponytails and Pep Talks. I'm your host, ReJeania. Well, it's 2026. I hope your holidays were everything that you wanted them to be. However, if there were challenges that you faced, then my heart goes out to you because I had a few myself. 2026 has already shown itself that life continues no matter what the date is. So what's your New Year's resolution? Did you make one? Or are you just going to wing it this year? I wanted to start the year off with our faith and wellness focus. Dr. E is back with us to give us tips on starting our year off focused on mind, body, and spirit. Dr. E is a traditional naturopath, an educator, aromatherapist, and wellness guide for over 20 years. Her knowledge on wellness is priceless. Dr. E, welcome back. Welcome to January 2026.
I'm so glad to be here, and Happy New Year, everyone. So far,
Yeah,
so good.
so far so good. So let's kind of start with you have a lot of women that come into your studio and they are looking for something new to start the year because people do make resolutions. They do decide which number one resolution is I'm going to work out, I'm going to diet, I'm going to exercise, everything is going. But what's the number one complaint really whenever women come to see you?
Well, they just want to feel better, and they've tried so many things. It's like, what really is going to work? And many times we try to put ourselves into a box or program that somebody else has created, or it sounds good, or it's all over the internet, for instance, and it doesn't really fit who you are and what your life is like. So we try to slow things down a bit, and we pause and really talk about who they are and how they're guided and what their life is all about, and really what their first major goal is, which of course most people, as you said, it's I'm going to get this year is going to be it. So what is sustainable? What is true growth?
Yeah, exactly. I do love that word sustainable growth.
Yes.
And I know you're going to tell me what the difference is between making an actual resolution and what sustainable growth is about.
Yes, and that is the sustainable part is what can you do where you are right now that you can keep doing for the next 20 years, for instance. So
Mm,
if working out in the gym for 3 hours a day and you're in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s,
yeah.
these things change. So yes, that's great in whatever stage of life you're in. But sustainability is being able to go for walks and to get your body moving, to change the way you eat over time so that you're never really jumping back onto a program. You are the program. And that's the
Yeah.
sustainable part. And each year, and as our life changes,
Hmm.
it can stay with us. And that's the growth part of it. So yes, don't waste your energy and as a young person you think, oh, I've got all this energy and it's so wonderful, and yes, do all the things you can do when you can, but there comes a time when you have to say, well, times are changing, what do I do now?
Are. And you know what you're saying, sustainable. We come into the new year, we've had a break, we've rested over the holidays. So we do get that burst of energy. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week. I am going to have a whole new eating program. I'm going to get rid of sugar. We try to do so many things at one time, and that is not sustainable. So we do have to learn what our limits are. I know for me, I also have to think about if I go on vacation. How sustainable is what I've set myself up for? Otherwise, we set ourselves up for failure. And then we just go, oh, well, I tried it for 2 weeks. The biggest gym membership is January 1, of the year. The biggest fall off is, by 2 weeks into January. And I think that's a proven fact somewhere. So, what does sustainable look like to you? If we had to decide, okay, and maybe like for 20-year-olds, what is sustainable? What is, over 50? What is more sustainable look like?
Yes, well, one of the things that most of my clients are in that group, they're late 40s all the way up to the 70s and 80s because
Hmm.
they're still alive, they're bubbly, they want to still be healthy and to do things. So it's those small things. And I have a guiding scripture in our faith and wellness focus tonight or today or whatever time you're watching this,
Yeah.
is that it's Psalm 32:8, and it really resonated with me for the beginning of the year and how I'll be setting up for even clients is Psalm 32:8 says, I will instruct you in the way you go, and I will guide you with my eye. And to really
Mm.
slow it down, settle back in, and go, okay, you've got to have that moment where you really are going deep within yourself, that no one knows that deep place but yourself and your prayers, your meditation with God. And to set it there to say, okay, what is all about me? Because one of the things here where that sounds like a super selfish statement, yet if you don't take care of yourself, you can't help anybody else around you. And we all have others that we need to help or care for or talk to. We're business women like you are. You have your clients and you listen to what they say and you want to help them. But if you're frazzled and out of gas, it's really hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's a good way to just take a deep breath and slow down a little bit.
I do like that, because your focus is mind, body, and spirit. And I honestly can't say that when I've sat down to make a resolution or a plan, not always do I sit down and pray about it first. And what an amazing way to look at that first. I just think, well, what is it that I want? But if I would stop and probably pray about it and ask God, what is sustainable for me? I might get some better answers and it might work out a little bit better for the year. Well, I think that might be my new plan this year, and because I've gotten to where over the years I didn't even bother to make resolutions, other than, oh, I'm going to eat better, or I'm going to um, read my Bible more, or I'm going to do fill in the blank. And but I like the idea of sitting down with some paper, praying about it, asking God to help me focus on what is better because He knows what's best for us, even whenever we don't, and which is always true. Um, let's talk about you always have these wonderful pocket moments. We talked about that last month, and I really enjoyed that. What is your pocket moments that you want to share for January?
Well, again, that pocket moment takes it down to a slower pace where
Hmm.
it's like you have it with you all the time, and all you have to do is take a minute, no matter what you're doing throughout the day or where you are. So that pocket moment is to do what you might have discovered in your meditative time, that prayer time, to say, okay, what's my focus for
Hmm.
2026, to walk with God and listen to his instructions. So maybe just
Yes.
taking that few minutes, take a few minutes out of your pocket and just take some deep breaths again, relax and listen and take a moment of quiet in 2026, because how much noise is already out there? It's what, day 6 or 7? I'm not sure which day it is
Yeah.
even,
I'm
but
not even sure either.
but we're still there. We're still at the beginning when we have that desire in our hearts to say, okay, new year,
Hmm.
but not necessarily a new you. Maybe it's you. It doesn't necessarily have to be new you. It's you. And where's that deeper moment that you can take out of your pocket and just spend that time? And you might get an answer that is incredible, more than any coach, more than anybody can give you. And that's where that faith comes in, and that to
Hmm.
say maybe it is a wellness goal, maybe it's a financial goal, maybe it's just a family goal. I don't know, because it's all about you. So that's where you can
Right.
put that out. And if you have a little notebook, or if you are journaling, just write that down and see what happens.
I'm wondering for me, because my day does get busy and hectic, that I would set a timer maybe twice a day and put in that timer pocket moment
Good moment.
just to remind me. Yeah. And just get that. I mean, that may just be a new word that even for me, just that getting that word in my vocabulary, in my mind, in my heart, because that pocket moment packs in, everything that we talk about on here whenever we do this program with you. So for me and a lot of these people that are very focused on their phone and barely use paper anymore, I'm still a paper girl, write it down, all that kind of stuff, but so many people today are not. They use their phones. So I'd like to encourage people, then put a timer on your phone maybe twice a day and just put pocket moment, and that way it'll bring to your mind.
Well,
um
absolutely. And there's unlimited pocket moments again. Like what can they
mhm.
be? So I love that idea of setting that timer.
Yeah, I know for me it would help. I've learned to do that with a lot of things now because I do have my mind going in so many different directions these days. You talk a lot about nourishment, and I love that nourishment is not just food. So tell me all the ways that we can nourish our mind, body, and spirit this year.
Well, the nourishment that I speak of in using that word is, yes, food is a huge part of nourishment. It is eating
Absolutely.
best, absolute best food you can for whatever circumstance you're in, because that nourishes us. But really, so that's the body. And then in the mind, in the spirit, it's that deeper level that we're just talking about with the meditative, the guiding scripture that you might have. And again, only you know you on that deeper level. And
Yes.
that's what nourishment does. It's bringing up that nourishment from our body into our mind and then into our spirit, that could just be whatever it is for you. For me, it's like a simple meal that I can prepare myself. That's
Hmm.
nourishment, regardless of what I'm making. A book, I love reading books. My goal is to read 24 books this year, so I'm already on number one.
I'm on number one myself. Actually, I'm on number two. I'm on number two book already.
All right. Well, see, that's nourishment, because you're nourishing your mind with that and opening,
Right.
maybe it's fiction, nonfiction, whatever you like, but it's opening up something in your mind. And it's a moment, right? You're taking that time to read, whether it's digital or Kindle, whatever it is, physical
Hmm.
books. I do all of them. I listen to
I do
audio
too.
because I like to keep that time, especially when I'm driving. But just a calming moment is nourishment. Uh,
It
Again,
is.
any time. A lot of these things happen in our car, maybe when we have the most alone time, which
True.
to me seems
Absolutely.
my car. So it's not about doing everything right. It's about choosing what truly supports you again. Because again, taking care of yourself is nourishment. We do
Right.
that self-care. So I don't know, self-care is nourishment. That's not always doing something though.
Dr. E, I know for me, I know how to eat well. I think a lot of us do. I know how to get enough sleep. I know the steps I need to take. The problem, I think, with me is just consistency. Consistency is the hardest thing because I seem to get off balance so quickly. I lose my focus, do something. I have certain vitamins I take in the morning, certain vitamins I take in the evening, and I'll do really great for about a week. And then all of a sudden, I get up one morning and go, it's been 3 days. Why haven't I taken my vitamins? And because I start feeling run down, is what a lot of it is. I realized my body changed. And it's like, wait a minute, I was feeling really great whenever I was, staying on key. Some people will respond differently to that reaction, though. Do you go in? Some people say, "Oh, well, I've already missed it this much, so who cares? I'm already off schedule. I'm going to go and go eat 4 pieces of cake because I've already missed it anyway." And that truly is so defeating. And I've definitely learned to say, "Okay, you know what? I skipped it the last 3 days, but today I'm getting back on there. I'm going to do it again." And that's usually what helps me to get back on focus. Is there something that you do in particular that helps you stay on focus?
Well, that focus of, again, thinking about that sustainable growth for this year, regardless of
Hmm.
what components that is creating that routine where it takes some time. It's just like learning to ride a bike. When you were a kid, you wanted to ride that bike and you fell off, you skinned your knee, you got back on there again, you cried, you did everything you needed to do. And
Yeah.
maybe mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, whoever was helping you ride that bicycle said, "That's okay, get back on." And you wanted to, because as kids we don't think of failure as like, oh, that's the end, that's it, I'm not perfect. We don't think that way. So if we approach it that way, it's like, hey, I just fell down, I'm getting back up. And that's that sustainability and that body, mind, and spirit, because it is not about force or perfection. It's just
Hmm.
about progress, sustainability, growth. Like maybe if you forgot your supplements, maybe you should move them somewhere else. Where's the first thing you do? Maybe it's making your coffee. Supplements go next to the coffee because you don't have a problem making the coffee every day.
Oh, there's
I
never
know
a
I
problem
do.
making the coffee.
So yeah, some of my things live right next to my coffee to say, okay, if this is important, then so is this. And that's just making a small change like that.
And I think something that you said, about riding the bike, you want to ride it so bad. You keep doing it. And I think we have to want to get healthy so bad and feel good so bad that we keep after it. And because anything we want bad enough, we will do. So we've got to want it bad enough.
Yeah, because you'll make
So,
the time for it then. If you really want to do something, you will make the time for it because we all have that same 24 hours in the day. We can't
mhm.
get more time, but we can do something different with the time that we have. So, what are those things? And that's that, again, that meditative approach to it. So, if today wasn't the best, then
Mhm.
talk about that to yourself and go, okay, what am I going to do different tomorrow? Because tomorrow is a whole nother 24 hours you've got.
Yes, it is. And even something like this, a buddy system works good. And as long as your buddy knows, you know what, my program is not the same as yours, but I'd like a check in. Could you just check in and just say, "Hey, are you staying on program this week?"
Yeah.
And that really does help. It does help to have a friend to even go to the gym with, or just to check in with you. I know it does me. So that's something that someone could integrate in to this New Year's thing also.
Yes. The sustainable growth of this new year. And then, I've got another a saying that I like to do because it is about practice, right? We practice
Hmm.
bike, you practice playing the piano. What can I practice daily that supports my body, steadies my emotions, and keeps me aligned with my faith, but also in those deep goals that I have for myself that I know I need to do. So it comes even deeper than it is the why, it's the what,
Hmm.
but it isn't necessarily willpower because that's the thing that poof, it goes away.
It
So
does.
it is that rooted, grounded nourishment that we need on a daily basis, as you said, with friends or accountability by just sending a text to somebody. I don't know how many times I've sent a text and say, "Hey, I was just thinking about you, wondering how you're doing." And they say,
Yeah.
"Well, I thought about you too, but I just didn't say anything," right? And especially in
Right.
the new year, it's a good time
That's
to
right.
reach out to someone that you haven't talked to in a while because you don't know what they're going through. Or say, "Hey, my goal is to read 2 books a month this year. Do you like to read?" Anything like that to
Yeah.
get that
Encourage.
community that we crave so much, that connectivity on that level. I'm sure in our contact list we have a few people we haven't reached out to in a while. So and that's an interesting thing to do, because friendship is also nourishment to that body, mind, and spirit.
It is. And one thing that's incredible with my job, being a hairdresser, also during the day, I do get to connect with people all day. I do get to talk about the challenges that they face with the new year, with things, going on. So but there's still the family members or the friends that, I don't talk to every day that I could get in touch with. So I do think that's super important. We had talked a little bit in December about that, about being the first one to call. Because, like you said, somebody said, "Oh, yeah, well, I thought about you, but then I didn't call," and we all need that phone call. So I like the idea of that also. So, if listeners could take one thing from today into their week, what would be your best advice for that?
Well, mine is that take care of yourself first,
Hmm.
literally, for this month of January. Put yourself first, and journal or write or make a note on your phone, however you do it, of those things, those words that come up, and take those very pocket moments and begin to practice on those things and think about those things and do something every single day
Hmm.
that comes on that list of caring for yourself first. And then you'll be surprised at the energy you have for all that other big giant to-do list that you might have. But
That's right.
if that meditative state, that Psalm 32:8, for instance, as I said, that really resonated with me. So that's the
Yeah.
first thing. Then the second thing is take care of myself.
Right.
And the third is all those other things that are on your list, and take those deep breaths and go, okay, day, here we go, and get out there. And I think women with children, women that are caretakers, women that are entrepreneurs, women that have to go down the highway and go to their jobs, all those things that we do, not only women, hello, men too, but
Yeah.
we,
There's actually quite a few men that watch the podcast. So, yes, we have to, you know, put them in there every once in a while.
you're in that same spot.
Yeah.
There's something maybe you can do as a couple. I think that would be exciting
Ah,
to say, what could we do? Let's work on it. And so here's a simple pocket affirmation, because maybe if you get
okay.
discouraged and you're just out there, we've got that little pocket that we can put things in. I was created for health and vibrance, and I can support it and myself one moment at a time. Just
Mm,
one moment at a time.
right. And that's so many of the things, and people use this as an analogy a lot, but always on an airplane, they tell you if this airplane goes down, put the air on you first. Then and then those around you, because you can't help anybody else if you're suffocating and trying to breathe yourself. And sometimes that's hard. I don't know if that's harder for Americans or what it is, but or for women, because we always tend to put everyone else first. But it's such a reminder. I've been on an airplane a lot lately, so I've had this said to me over and over lately. So it's starting to register for me. Get myself healthy first, and then I can help those around me. I love the idea of not just a friend, but a spouse, a partner to do this with, because if you're trying to eat healthier, there's nothing harder than you trying to eat a rice cake and they're over there eating ice cream. So it's like, I really need you on board with me. Um, so I think doing that together, would really help a lot. I love all the things you've said today. I think I'm definitely going to put something on my phone as my pocket reminders for the day, because for me, I think that'll help me the most. And probably for first thing in the morning, and and last thing in the evening. I hope and I know that a lot of this resonates, because I've already heard from people that have said, I'm enjoying this segment. I'm enjoying what y'all have to talk about. How can someone get a hold of you outside of the podcast?
Yeah, well, I have my own website, as you said, a studio. So you can reach me at elisamcclure.com. That makes it simple. And there's a way to contact me there. All my phone numbers, all the information is there. So just give me a call or a text or however you'd like to. And
Exactly.
I did
And
have
let's
a,
spell that out. Spell your name out because not everybody, a lot of people are listening. So they're not always seeing this. So spell out your first name and,
yeah, it's Elisa, Elisa, McClure, McClure.com. No other dots or dashes or anything. Just
mhm.
ElisaMcClure.com. And that's spelled Lisa with an E. So it's kind of unusual, I think. There's a lot of different ways to pronounce things, but ElisaMcClure.com.
That's perfect. And that's why I wanted you to spell it out so that, the people can hear it. Thank you, Dr. E, for joining me again. I so appreciate you and I learned something every single time.
Well, that's
Uh,
good.
I do. Oh, and thank you, listeners. Please like, subscribe, and share to get this valuable information out to your friends. I'm excited about all the guests that I have lined up for you so far. But if you have a story that you want to tell, a story that you want to get out there, that you have overcome huge obstacles, then leave a message for me in the comments because I would really like to hear from you and I'd really like to get your story and let you have a voice. Thank you guys. I will see you next Wednesday. Have a great week.